As Election Day comes and goes, votes remain to be tabulated as more mail-in ballots are counted. And hundreds of people once again line up to try and get unemployment benefits.
We'll see more sunshine Thursday, but rain chances return for the weekend. I'll have a look at that forecast right now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Hundreds of people were back in Frankfort today hoping to get help with their unemployment claims. That is despite no in-person services being offered to walk-ups. Olivia Russell talked to those in the crowd who say they are frustrated by the system.
Some waited for hours.
Came up here at 5 o'clock in the morning, been sitting there 4 hours.
And drove from other cities.
Probably about 60 minutes, about an hour.
All for what seems to be nothing.
The gas money that I used to come up here could have been a bill.
The state said there would be no in-person services Wednesday morning. Instead, they set up a table where people wrote down their names and contact information. After being turned away in person, they're not optimistic.
You can't even talk to anybody. Call a million numbers, nobody calls back, and if they do, it's a voicemail recording to tell you that they're going to call you back another time. Just a repeating cycle of brokenness.
Byron Lewis thought his unemployment claim was handled early. He got checks for about a month, then nothing.
Everybody's kind of going through a confusing time right now, and then this money stuff on top of it, it's not helping. We just want to be able to pay our bills in peace.
Others haven't had a paycheck in months, and they're getting desperate.
I have no income. I haven't worked since March 17th, so I have no money.
As each day passes, times get tougher.
Everybody's desperate, everybody's hungry, everybody's bills is behind, so we have to survive.
With no income and no answers, the one thing they all seem to have is frustration. In Frankfort, Olivia Russell, WKYT.
Governor Andy Beshear says Kentucky is at a new plateau of coronavirus cases. The governor announced 229 new confirmed cases today. That's down from yesterday. And right now, Kentucky has 14,363 total cases. And after 11 deaths yesterday, the governor announced one more Kentuckian has died. At least 538 people have now died due to COVID-19 complications. But there is a jump in the number of people who've survived the virus. More than 3,700 have now recovered.
We've seen a lot of sunshine today, especially kind of compared to yesterday. It got a little rainy at times. Most of us have been dry, though, throughout the day. We'll take you up to that UVA WISE camera. I've seen that mixture of sun and clouds. Maybe looked a little bit gloomy at times, but overall it's been a pretty nice day. Lots of sunshine over there. I know they've remained on that dry side. Well, some of us are dealing with some heavy showers, maybe just a few thunderstorms. Of course, nothing on that severe side right now. We'll go ahead and zoom into some of these pop-up storms. We're seeing one over into Pulaski County, just north of Somerset. Some heavier rain moving into parts of Jackson County, a little bit into Owsley County as well. You guys have been hit with some rain over the past couple of hours. Some rain moving out of Paintsville into southern parts of Lawrence County, just south of Louisa. Like I said, mostly just some heavier showers and probably cooling you off a little bit. 73 in Wise, that cooler spot. 75 in Pikeville, 77 Hazard in London, and 79 down into parts of Williamsburg. Tonight we'll see temperatures drop into about the lower 60s. A few showers here and there, but overall not looking too bad. Some patchy fog, especially those areas that might see some showers or today or even throughout the overnight hours. More sunshines in store for your Thursday. Could see a few rain chances though by the end of the week into the weekend, and by the end of the weekend into that new work week. Looking a little bit more on that soggy side. I'll have more details on that coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. Hazard Independent Schools released the first draft of its reopening plan for the fall today, drafted by a Healthy at Schools team, including people throughout the school system and health professionals. WYMT's Madison program has more on how it will look for students and faculty this fall.
The class bells will ring once again through the halls of Hazard Independent Schools come fall.
All districts are not the same. We're a small group. We are a small district. We're able to do things that larger districts are not able to do.
Sandra Combs, superintendent, and other school leaders hosting a Facebook Live to announce their plan.
All students and staff will have Temperatures taken before entering the building and students before they get on the bus and entering the building.
Melanie Helm, a parent, shares some concerns for her 4 kids in the school system.
Maybe they don't have a temperature in the morning, but by the afternoon they do, and they've already been around, other students. They've already, touched everything. I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit scared.
One child with underlying health conditions.
I trust them to make a really good decision and informed decisions. But I do want them to take in, to account all the kids. And I'm sure they are, special ed classes.
All students and staff will wear masks over the age of 5, with some exceptions to take off the mask.
Very excited that they were going back to school 5 days a week. And for working parents, need that structure for our kids. And not just that, the best way for these kids to learn is being in school with their teachers.
Additional safety measures like wearing masks, social distancing, and changing the process kids will eat breakfast and lunch. All ways the school system will try to best educate kids while also keeping safety a top priority. In Hazard, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
Certainly going to be a lot different. Combs emphasizes to people that the plan will likely change several times before school starts, saying a weekly meeting with the commissioner and health officials will impact their plan. A Pulaski County man shot during a standoff with police has been released from the hospital. It happened back in May in Eubank. Troopers say this man, 51-year-old Charles Wilson, shot a man trying to return a lost dog, then shot at responding officers. Wilson was eventually shot during an hours-long standoff. Wilson is now facing several charges, including attempted murder and wanton endangerment. Some primary election results still have yet to be calculated. That's because county clerks are still counting mail-in ballots and will be for the next few days. WYMT's Will Puckett has more from Johnson County.
The past few months have been hectic, to say the least.
I've been the county clerk 5 terms, and it's been probably the most labor-intensive election that I've ever endured.
Working 12-hour days, Sally Holbrook, the Johnson County clerk, did not know what to expect when it came to Tuesday's election.
We sent over 3,500 paper ballots out, and we've never, in a normal election, around 400 paper ballots goes out.
Holbrook oversees more than 18,000 voters, and this year things became interesting.
We don't have any local races. It's all federal races, and so it being a primary, I was really, surprised at the voter turnout. I was glad, but I was really surprised.
While Tuesday the election was held, Holbrook's job is not done until the end of the week.
We still are going to be able to continue to count the ballots until the 27th, if they're postmarked by the 23rd.
A job yet to be complete, but one that protects rights for all Americans. In Johnson County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Meanwhile, you can see the election results we do have still on WYMT.com, but keep in mind it is not a complete list, and we won't have that until next Tuesday. Almost 3,000 mail-in ballots have been counted in Johnson County alone. In Lawrence County, one of the items on the ballot yesterday would allow for a winery at Savage Farms in the Fallsburg area to sell wine. If so, it would be one of just a few wineries in our region. The vote is looking to be in the farm's favor, but they are still awaiting those results from absentee ballots. WYMT's Connor James was at the winery earlier.
Yeah, the owner here of Savage Farms in Fallsburg is cautiously optimistic that they'll be able to sell wine here as they still await the absentee ballot count. They've been making wine here for the past couple of years, but they can really only sell that wine at events. Now, if they do end up being able to sell wine here at this farm, they will be bringing in an additional building that'll serve kind of as that place to sell that wine out of. They also say this will help bring in tourism to the Lawrence County area.
We will be having events with some music, but most of all, we're going to bring people to the farm. We're going to bring people to Lawrence County. We want to continue to grow this venture because really it's growing faster than we can keep up with right now. So hopefully it just helps everyone.
Now, it's actually what they were doing at this farm beforehand is what prompted them to actually make wine. They sell maple syrup here. Their first wine was a maple-esque wine. Now, it's that maple syrup that's been the fundamental part of their business as they move forward. They say this whole thing has been growing just so rapidly, and they're really hoping to be able to sell wine here. I'm in Lawrence County. Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
The winery has already applied for a distributor license so they can sell in stores. They just want to be able to host events and have the ability to sell on their farm.
We'll see more sunshine Thursday, but some scattered rain chances return by the end of the week and possibly into the weekend. I'll have a look at that weekend forecast coming up in a little bit.
And summer festivals canceled due to COVID-19, the impact it's having on some communities.